Could Rexy survive on Isla Sorna? Today we will discuss what would happen if Rexy was taken in her prime and placed on Isla Sorna. Would she survive, or would the island overtake her? Rexy, of course, being the apex predator of Jurassic Park and the force that helped kill the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World, has been a favorite for many Jurassic Park fans and has been quite the dominant creature. But let's take a look at the possibility of her dominance being translated over to Isla Sorna. Welcome to the channel, fellow explorers. If you're into dinosaurs and all the other amazing creatures in the animal kingdom, I'd love for you to subscribe and join the channel, where we discuss animals in movies and in the world around us. Today I will be your guide as we play the what if game of what if Rexy was on Isla Sorna. Let's first get an understanding of who the Queen of Nublar was. If we take a look back at Isla Nublar, we know that Rexy was very capable of handling herself and surviving following the destruction of the first park. But let's say she was still in her prime, as she was in the first film, but was placed on Isla Sorna. Rexy definitely ruled Isla Nublar in her prime, but Isla Nublar was structured so that Rexy was at the top of the food chain, with no other beast to rival her until the Indominus Rex came to play. But if we take a look at Isla Sorna, we know that there was a lot of other carnivorous dinosaurs roaming the island. But Rexy was made to be the star of the dinosaur theme park, as she was the best of Engine's creations. Rexy was massive, at almost 20 feet tall and 44 feet long, with a weight of 7 tons. She was well equipped like any other tyrannosaur, with banana-sized teeth and one of the strongest jaws to walk the planet. She was a dominant creature by design, but to survive and sustain this massive frame, she would need a good supply of food on Isla Sorna. If we take a look at the Lost World and JP3, we know that there was a great amount of herbivores that Rexy could choose from, including the Stegosaurus, Triceratops, Gallimimus, and many more. Although she was created in a lab, it would seem that her instincts still held true, as she would have no problem hunting just like she was able to catch the Gallimimus in the first film. Now I know there will be a few who challenge this theory that Rexy would be able to hunt, as some believe that the Tyrannosaurus was a scavenger, and it has been quite the debate for some time whether it was a hunter or a scavenger. I do believe that the Tyrannosaurus was capable of not only hunting, but would have no problem scavenging an easy meal, and I think Rexy would do just that. The way Rexy was designed, I see her being capable of hunting down her meals, as well as feeding on dinosaurs who were dead whether from old age, or stealing a meal from a smaller carnivore. If you're interested in learning more about the T-Rex, I did put together an animal profile of the creature that I'd recommend checking out. The ability of carnivores to sustain themselves with food is evident by the amount of carnivores who lived on the island. Much like other predators on Isla Sorna, Rexy would get her much needed lysine by feeding on the herbivores who fed on lysine-enriched plants to prevent herself from slipping into a coma. Now, while feeding and hunting, it is most likely that Rexy would look to expand her territory to increase her resources. In the process of expanding her own territory, it is possible that she would cross over into another carnivore's territory. We know that the predators to inhabit Isla Sorna included the Spinosaurus, Ceratosaurus, raptors, and a handful of tyrannosaurs based on what we got to see on screen. Starting off with the Ceratosaurus, it would most likely avoid any confrontation with Rexy if it wanted to survive, as it was much smaller than her. Now moving on to the raptors, if we look back at the first film, we get to see that Rexy is very capable of defending herself against raptors, and if need be, she would do the same on Isla Sorna. But what about the tribe of Tyrannosaurs, as well as the T-Rex hunting Spinosaurus? As far as the other Tyrannosaurs go, I do not think any solo T-Rex would stand a chance against Rexy, as she was the biggest T-Rex created by Engine, and any other solo Rex would most likely be killed by her or stay clear of her. But there was a pair of Tyrannosaurs that occupied the island, and I do feel Rexy would stay out of their territory, as 2 adult Tyrannosaurs are hard for any adversary. Even if she could somehow kill them both, she would suffer serious damage from the encounter, which would not be worth it. Luckily, Isla Sorna was a lot larger than Isla Nublar, and I think Rexy was not only incredibly powerful, but she also was quite smart, and would most likely find a part of the island where she could live without needing to fight off a pair of Tyrannosaurs, and the 2 parties would respect each other's territories. But what about a certain sailed carnivore who followed the scent of T-Rex urine looking for a fight? What would happen if Rexy crossed paths with the Spinosaurus who was able to kill the T-Rex in JP3? I believe Rexy would take the Spinosaurus to Snap City and kill and probably eat the Spinosaurus. While the Spinosaurus managed to kill another T-Rex, it would be important to mention that the Rex in Jurassic Park 3 was not an adult. and even then was able to put up a decent fight against the Spinosaurus before being killed. Throw Rexy into the ring and she would have opened the can of whoop ass on the Spinosaurus and killed it. I think she would have survived as long as she didn't try to take on too much teeth at once. Not only do I think she would have survived, but would have thrived with all the food the island had to offer, and her ability to kill other top predators or keep her distance on the enormous island. And as time passed, maybe even find a nice bull to settle down with and have some kids with. Rexy was the queen of Isla Nublar, and I think she would hold her same reputation on Isla Sorna, as she was Engine's strongest tyrannosaur creation. She would have a great supply of food, be able to defend herself, and had a huge island to explore and find her paradise. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Do you think Rexy would have survived on Isla Sorna? Thank you for watching. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, check out all the other Jurassic Park videos I've made. Until next time, this is Content Jungle, signing out.